Hello and welcome to Pop Chat. And today we have a special guest, and it's Toufiq Zohur. So, welcome, sir. So glad to have you on here.
Thank you very much. Welcome to everyone who are watching this show. Thank you, Anita Alpele ma'am, for inviting me. Nice to
You,
meet you again. Thank you.
yeah. So now we get to actually talk. Usually, when we meet, we don't really get to chat. So it's good to be able to finally chat with you. So, what I want you to do first, if you would please, sir, is tell us a little bit about you and your kind of your background as far as writing, poetry, and kind of educate us as far as your journey in this forum. So, if you could do that, that would be wonderful.
Well, thank you very much for your nice question. You have to start it. Actually, when I was in school student, that was the 1986. On the first time in our area where I born and brought up, that is the North Bengal in Bangladesh, that call in Bogura, and my birthplace is Malotinagar. So that in the season of winter, the November and December, many buffalo will come to visit in our area for grass, because on that time there are a lot of grass in our area, and the cowboy are coming there to take the grass for the buffalo. So all the day we went there with some books. When we read the books from day to noon, we are reading the book on the climb up the buffalo neck. But the buffalo does not care. They are always eating their grass. But we are reading the book. And last time I have to realize that I can write now, because this written, who has to written these things, I can write this. This is the way I have started my writing in 1986, but actually I have started in seriously writing in 1993. That is the my big pattern. Thank you very much, ma'am.
You're welcome. So, when you said you first began your writing in 1993, what is it that you started writing? Was it short stories? Was it poetry? I mean, what were you starting to write?
Again, thank you very much for your nice question. Actually, I have started for the first time only 3 lines in my native language. That is the poetry. Only 3 lines I have to written, but I have never finished the poetry then. But and then I will write continuously. But my first write poem is only 3 lines.
So when you write now, what languages do you write in? Do you write in your native language?
Yes,
And
now I am writing in my native language, that is Bengali language. Bengali language is the fourth sweetest language in world, that has to be declared by UNESCO. So that I am writing in Bengali language. Also, I am writing in English. Thank you.
very good. Yeah, I know. I hear you say that a lot at our events about your language and how much you appreciate that and how it must be very eloquent and so forth. I wish I could understand it but when I listen to other poets when you have your events, I hear that. Tell us a little bit about that. Your role as far as the Udem and what you do there as far as what your role is and how you promote other poets as well.
Well, your question is very nice, because it is the systematic way in language. I am telling you very frankly that in the South Asian English language and the different part of the world language are some different. So that when we speak in our mother tongue, that is mother language, that is Bengali language, but when we speak in English, that is not the your status, your style English. You are speaking English is like the American English, or a British language is like the British language. But when we speak in English, that is not the actually in the form of your form. I think it is the form of our form. Like you say I ate rice, but we say I eat rice. This is the differentiate in the language in Bengali and English here. but in the cultural language, both are same, I think, because when you write a poetry, that is the rhythm, that is the passion, that is the emotion are same in Bengali and English. But when we speak, that is some simple, very teeny differentiate. I think you understand my feelings, my friend.
Yeah, 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 of course. So, but go ahead and tell us about what you do as far as your TV show, your Udan, and how you got into that. You're the editor. I guess, are you the founder of that as well?
Well, yes, in the period of COVID, 2020, when I am an editor in a little magazine that is the name in Uddan. Last 24 years, it is publishing in Bangladesh. But in the period of COVID, we have no work. We just sit down, or we have to arrested, home arrested, like in the home, because we never go out because of COVID. So on that time, we thought, and we are making a plan that if we start a online program for culture, for poetry, for our heritage, that will be better. So that in my executive editor, Mr. Hassanur Rahman Shuman, and me also made a plan, and then we started this show. You will be joined many times in my show, and then it is running successfully. Now we have done 124 show in Uddan Little Magazine online platform. Thank you.
That's wonderful. And I think what I really love about when I take part in those events, when you so graciously invite me, is that there's this wonderful diversity and inclusiveness that you do as far as including poets from all around the world. And of course, us being on the internet can accommodate that, but there's just this great cultural togetherness that I think we have. We come together as poets and with our love for it. But you really promote that, and I thank you for that. One thing I do notice, though, in those events, dear sir, is that you yourself, we don't hear your poetry. You do this marvelous job of running and choreographing the event, and you really do a great job. But I never get to hear your poetry. Perhaps you should share one right now.
Yes, thank you, my friend. I understand what you have to ask me, because I thought when I started my program in Uddan Little Magazine platform, I thought that the rest of the world, where around the world there are so many poets. They live, they write, they speak, they can throw their poetry in Facebook or others, newspaper, magazine, or others. So I thought, if I accommodated all the poets from the world, if I shown them in under one umbrella, that will create and that will make a mythoscria. So that I have invited all the poet around the world, and they came to my show, and they read their poem in their own language. Because when you come to my show, you will read in your poem in English language. When the Egypt or Arabian poets come, they will read their poem in Arabic language. When the Uzbek poets will come, they will read their poem in Uzbekistan language, or others like that. The Peru poet come, they will read their poem in Spanish language. That all the language, when one people or one viewers are listening or hearing or watching, they will get some comfort, because around the world there are so many languages, but we don't know how many languages. But in a show when we invited 8 or 9 poet, they will read their poem in different languages. The viewers get the language taste, and the taste also, they will also get the taste in the poetry. So in this purpose serve, I have started this show. And I think that now it is globally all the renowned poets are accepted that all the poets they can exchange their views in this way. When you come to my show, in a Bengali poet or in a Arabic poet or in a Uzbek poet, when they understand and heard your language, your poetry, they will understand, they will think that you are writing this way. Also, when the Arabic poet and the Peru or others countries poet or Spanish poet, when they read their poem, you can listen, you can understand that what the poet, what the modern poetry are going on nowadays. So that my platform is like this. It's a all around the world, all the languages poet will meet this platform. Only one thing that I have started these things. Thank you.
Sometimes I wonder when you are running those shows and when you are, arranging them, that how you have such a large pool of poets from across the world that you pull from. How do you select those? How do you know them? You get very eminent poets into there. Somehow, you've come across these poets, and sometimes I'm kind of curious how you find all these wonderful poets.
Well, actually, you give me the answer when you ask the question. In your question, there is the answer. Uh, before COVID, we don't know each other around the world, poet. So after COVID, it's an opportunity to us that we can easily meet to you. Now that now you think that you are living in too much so far away from our Central Asia, but we are talking togetherly in a show. This is the possible, so that we have uh, created these things, and then we start successfully. And and we have a slogan in our Uddan Little Magazine platform that there is no boundary. Poetry has no
Mhm.
boundary. The sky of poetry is one. Though the poet around the lives different type of country, but their thinking thought are same. That is the humanism. All the poet live, all the poet write one thing. That is the love, nature, humanism, and they always against the war. Thank you.
So, when you yourself write, is there a certain theme that you tend to gravitate towards? Is there, love, humanity? Is there a certain subject matter that you like to write on more than others?
Actually, I write my poem in the form of love. Only love I have to write my poem, but I love nature, I love humanity, I love the creation of Almighty. So that sometimes I don't know when I write my poem, I don't know what subject will come, but when I deeply dedication for the poetry I have to write, starting that the poem maximum time I write in love. Maximum time my poem always show in the love way, that you can tell me I am a romantic poet.
Yeah, very good. I like that. So,
Thank you very much.
is there um is there something that you think that we can do in our community? What types of things do you think that we can do to promote poetry and to promote the unity and camaraderie that we feel within the community? How can we kind of promote that and keep things growing in a positive light?
Well, you have asked me a nice question, my friend. Humanity. You have one word in your question that I am starting from this word. All the poet around the world they live, they write their poem in first they touch to humanism, because humanism is every poet want to see the world in a peaceful way. So they have to write their poem in always in the task to humanism. If there any problem, any terrible problem, any horrible problem, or others excited things like the women abuse or other things, then the poet will be stand and they write against all these things. All the bad things never touch a poet heart. A poet always touch, and a poet always wants to see the world look like a rose garden, so that the poet write their poem in very much softly and very much sweetly and very much like a blue sky. And I'm telling you very frankly, my friend, you can see around the world all the poet, also you, also me, and others poet, they are writing when one thinks their language is so soft. Their language is so soft. I am talking about the language of the world poet and poetry. You can see that the poet language is too much soft, because the people who are reading this poem, first of all, they have to touch their heart by a poet language. So I think you have asked me about the humanism. Humanism is one thing that is the important things of human life. So every poet around the world, they write their poetry in only one thing, that is the stand up in humanism. Thank you.
So, do you feel that as writers, um, just as an artist who paints or someone who's musical, do you think that stellar writing, very good writing, is a gift rather than something that is learned? Do you think it's something that is innate within the person?
Well, actually, from when I started my writing, I have no mentor in front of me. But day by day, when I dedicated and I am deeply, and I am after the watching all the novel poet around the world, and then I have made some mentor in my views. I cannot actually I cannot tell you the name, because there is a long list in my hand. I have followed them. I have to watch them. I have to read their poem very sincerely, and I like them. I respect them. But I can tell you in Bengali. I can tell you in Bengali. First of all, our great Nobel laureate poet Rabindranath Tagore. First of all, I have my best respect for him, and I show that how he has to written this his very big literature wealth for us. Then I have my great respect for our revolutionary poet, Ka- Kaji Nazrul Islam, and then Jivanananda Das. Also in our Bangladesh, I respect our poet Shamsur Rahman, poet Al Mahmud, and others poet. I have respect them very much, and they are the mentor, because they shown us the way how to write in modern poetry. Thank you.
Very good. Do you have a Western culture poet that you like the best? Do you have a favorite?
Yes, I have to read in sometimes in Western poetry, but Western poetry is too fast from our poem. Our poem. I am telling you that in our poem, in our Bengali poem, there are some things that is the very softness, like a like a sweet, like a rose bud or other things. But in the Western poetry, there is a directly have to given some message, so that in the Bengali poetry and others poem are some differentiate. If you read in our Bengali poem, you can see that there is some lyrical ballads, some lyric, some rhythm. But if you read in Western poet, you can see that there is a very verse way. I think that there is also some rhythm, there is also some lyric, but there is a directly some explanation for what the poet want to show the people. So I like the Western poetry. I read Western poetry, and also I read in sometimes when I get the time, I will read. I am reading their poem every time. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Would you share with us one of your poems? Would you recite one of your poems for us, please?
Thank you very much. Yes, and now I am reading one of my poem. That is the romantic poem. Before I have when you start this program, I told you that I am. People call me that I am a romantic poem. So today I am reading one of my poem. The title of the poem is "You and a Cup of Coffee." A cup of coffee in a thirsty soul, and your presence. I decorate the afternoon with elegant color, removing the darkness of falsehood. I lit the lamp of love. Every time I reach you, my sense receive the fragrance of your loving face. And I forgot the coffee gone cold. Again and again, in the same picture, I float the promise of present and future. Sweetheart, oh, sweetheart, I want to sit next to you forever and sip a warm cup of coffee with the fascination of life. Thank you.
That was beautiful. Yes, you are a romantic poet indeed. Very
Thank
good.
you very much. Thank you very much, my friend.
I'm going to put up some things. The viewers, please, if you make comments, please identify who you are in your comment. Say who you are so we know who you are. Otherwise, it just comes up with Facebook users. This one is a comment from the Philippines, so somebody from there is. There's one comment here I'm not sure about. Um, it's a little lengthy and I'm not quite sure. So the next one is this one actually says who it is. Hashanur Raman Suman is watching from Bangladesh. Um, you know that poet?
Yes, he is the executive editor of Uddan Ditil magazine. He's a very nice guy, a very, very nice guy, gentle boy.
Very good. And then
He's
we
the
have wow, that's awesome from someone. We also have nice endeavor. God bless us. I don't know. This is a different language. Do you know what language that is or what that means? Not sure.
that is bhalo bolle. It means well said.
Very
It means
good.
well said. This is a call from. Um, this is a call from. She is from India. Her name is Dipshikha Chakraborty. She is a persuasive poet in India and very, very, very. She written very nicely nowadays, and she told in this comments, "Bhalo bolle." It means well said.
Are you cheating by looking online to see who's responding? That's good. That's good because now you can identify them. So that's wonderful. Next we have Greg Etzel, who's always ever faithful. Hi, Greg, and Bogdana as well. She was just interviewed yesterday. Hello, Bogdana. And then we have some Bengali poems are very good. And then we have time is a big factor, so I'm not sure.
Sarora Balachandran is telling that some Bengali poems are very good.
Yeah. So are they
Yes.
wanting they wanting you to recite some of that? Maybe I don't know. So so tell me what you have on your personal bucket list. What would you like to do? Not necessarily just all, literature or poetry, but if you can name the top three things on your bucket list, what would you name?
Well, actually, poetry is like that type of things. If you once you enter this world, you can never escape from these things. And I am working in different arena. Early of my life, I have started my career as a journalist, and then I have turned into to a businessman. Now I am working uh, from the poetry world in my natural world. I am working as a businessman, and now all the day from the early in the morning when get up my bed, I starting my journey with poetry. When I go to office, I sign my file, and then I will read some poem. When the lunch time, I will get some break, 15 to 20 minutes. On the time I use properly in the lunch, and then if I get the 1 or 2 minutes, I just watch or see 1 or 2 lines in the poem. In the afternoon, when I get back to my home, I will get some leisure. I will give some time to my family, and then again I have read my poem or others poem, Bengali poem, Western poem, Arabic poem. I always try to translate the poem what the poets are reading in nowadays. So you can tell me that all the days in 24 hours into 7, I am in poetry. It's like
Wow.
a thunderbolt that I am always moving or rolling in a poetry. In a poetry.
Wow, that's to me that would be a luxury. So, I mean, I would love to do that. To me, that wouldn't be work. That would be, you know what I mean? They say that if you find something you love to do, then you never work a day in your life, you know. So that's great. So if you could go and travel anywhere in the world, where would you travel to?
Thank you very much for your nice question. Yes, I traveled some country in Asia, but I never visited in Europe or America. I went Malaysia, I went China, I went several times in India, and once I have just a breakdown, just the journey break in Thailand, but a few times. But I cannot enter into the Thai. But I visited in Malaysia, China, and India.
Okay. Would you like to go to Europe or the United States? Would you like to do that?
Yes, if you invite me one day, then I can go to the United States.
I'll have to. I'll have
It's my
to. I'll send, I'll send you an invite. You can come over.
if you invite, or if you can make a poetry festival in United States of America in your own city, Virginia, then
Yeah,
I can go with my friend in Bangladesh and India to visit your country and to recite the poem in your city.
yeah. You know, I don't know if you watched any of the previous episodes, but I want to get a poetry retreat where people come and I rent a big place for us to stay, and then we have a retreat and we have time together to interact and get to know each other as poets as well as do some poetry type things. So that's really a goal of mine. I might try to do it next year. I tried to do it last minute this year and it didn't work. So if I send you an invite, you coming?
Where
If I send you an invite next year, the next summer to come to America for a big poetry retreat, you're going to come?
Sure. It will be a great opportunity. It will be a great opportunity for us if you invite to visit your country. We will go there for only for the poetry. This is a very
Yeah.
great things. Thank you very much for your
I'll
great
have to
invitation.
plan it ahead of time. But I've talked about this too. Is my real goal is to have a big poetry cruise someday, where we'll all cruise on a ship, and it'll be like a week that we take, and it'll be fun. So that's my dream. So, is there um, is there anything that let me put it this way: if you had anything to do over in your life, if you could change anything, what would you change? Something about your life. For instance, maybe it's someone who didn't go to college, they go to college. Or is there something in your life that you wish that you did that you never did?
There is a different thing in our family because I am totally uh, under the capture in culture, but my family totally different. They don't like poetry. They don't like to read any poetry book. But there is no problem. We have to manage all these things in cordially. In our conjugal life is going on this way. But my family, they don't like poetry. but my children, they only sometimes they watch what their father is doing, what their father is writing. They are watching, but I think they are not interested about these things.
Yeah, I think that your reaction regarding that and what our family feels is very common. Most of the time, they don't share our same passion that we share, but but I often think, and I wonder if you have as well. You know, someday they're going to look at your work and they're going to say, "Look at what Dad wrote. This is great." You know, is that something you ever think about, that someday they'll appreciate your writing?
Thank you. Thank you very much for your nice question. Actually, my friend, I before I answer this question, I am telling you one thing. When I met you 2 years before, I was surprised about you because that all the day you work and all the night you writing. When I read your biography, I was surprised that how can it possible a man all the day she's working hardly and all the night she's writing. This is the love for poetry and your passion of poetry. And then I have a great respect for you because this is a very very remarkable and very uh, indication that you are real poet. I am not giving you the answer of your question, but I am telling one thing that is, you are a great soul. You are a great poet in the world because all the day you are working hard, but all the night you are writing in poetry. This is the dedication of poetry, and this is the love of poetry. So this is a rare case in world. Such a kind of a soul you are nursing, that great poet. You are really a great poet, and you have started this pop show that is the passion of poetry. Already, I have informed that 28,000 of members are including in this pop, and it is a very much I feel proud and I am grateful to you that you only one man who you only one person who is organized these things very successfully, so that you have starting this show. And I think one day the world people will be realized and understand that you have did a great job for the literature person, for the people of the world who are interested in poetry, who are also interested in literature, culture, and also in heritage. Really, you are doing a very great job. This is too much. This is in this world. There in this world, people are very much busy. They are running. They are running. They are only for running. They are only for earning. They are thinking how to earn, how to become rich, how to become a wealthy man. But you are the people. You people are working all the day, but in the night you are writing all the night, and you have created a group. That group has 28,000 of members, and your dream is under one umbrella, that is the passion of poetry. All the people, all the cultural person will be accommodated under the one umbrella. That umbrella name is the passion of poetry. So it is, I feel proud when I feel it, when I understand that my friend is doing a great job for the people, for the world people, not only for United States of America. You are working throughout the world. So I am grateful to you that you are doing a great job.
I thank you for that, and I'm very humbled. And but I don't think the I would like to put out and say we. So I am not the I am just a very small piece of what it is, and it is really my team, my admin team, and the members who make it successful, make it what it is. So and I'm only a small portion of that. I do a lot of work behind the scenes. I think I spent almost all day yesterday making flyers and doing stuff and stuff and stuff in the background. But so a lot of people don't always see my work or know what I do. But I have a great team that really helps me, and if it wasn't for them, it wouldn't be what it is. It's not really my goal to be a huge place. It's my goal to be a welcoming place and to be a place of support for the writers, the poets, and a place that we can grow together and promote poetry, and of course, I always promote and very much um, supportive of other venues and avenues other than my own, other sites and so forth and so on. So I think it's really us as a community that's it's very important. Um, Tomorrow, actually, I have two events. I have Sorfraz Ahmad that I am interviewing, as well as we're having uh, a tribute to the late Elizabeth Marinera Chemney that passed last week. So there are a few poets that are getting together to do a tribute to her tomorrow in a segment, and that's something I think us as a poetry community. I talked about this the other day because I'm not aware of everyone in this community that passes, poets and so forth. But wouldn't it be nice to annually have a tribute where we all come together to pay homage to those who have passed and to recite their works? I think that would be something great for us to do in the future. We might be able to do that together. Just a little hint there. Did I put you to sleep yet, sir? Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm listening your voice. Thank you very much. Actually, both of we are working for literature, for poetry, and your dedication. Really, I salute you very much because you are working and you are giving a very much deeply interest. For this reason, I'm telling you that your work only for poetry. That is great. That is very much great. And only after starting the Pope, I think it start 6 to 8 months before or 1 years before you have started Pope. But now I am surprised that 28,000 member already has joined this Pope, and it is a great achievement. Really, it is a great it's a great achievement for you because your dedication, your nice behavior, your attitude, performance, and also your poetry attract all the person so that they have to join in your pop. Also, me, I am also joined in your pop because you are my best friend from the United States of America. You are the first person. When I invited you, you were the first people you have to join my show. I never forget your kindness, my friend. So that you are great and your target, your achievement, your work is really noble. It's a nearly
Mm,
noble work. And we have a slogan. We are always telling, you also telling, you are telling, I am also telling that poetry has no boundaries. So that
mm,
by this way, we can make this world a very make this world to become a rose garden by poetry. So you are working in your arena. I am also working my arena. When we jointly working, it is very easy to make the rose garden around the world. So it's a very uh, good things that we can exchange our views. We can share our topics. We can share our starting career when we started our poetry writing in the early in the stage. So this is the recorded documented you are doing. I am also doing. I am also working to recorded the poet voice and also the poetry. So it will be the example for the future who will come to research the poetry, world poetry. They will must find your this show. They will collect your show, how what on that time which poet has to given their speech for the poetry, for the definition of poetry, for the lyrical ballad of poetry. They will collect and they will research. By this way, the poetry world will be reached in the very fantastic place. I think so. Thank you.
Yeah. I think we both have a similar mission in promoting that. So someone, and you'll be able to tell on your end, is quoting Khalil Gibran, which is the author of The Prophet, which I love that book. Your children are not your children. They came through you, not from you. Here in Bangladesh, most of the poets are the products of culture. The impact of cultural elements are still the dominant factors in your literary work. We have School magazine and most of the mainstream school, which fosters creativity, especially creative writing. It is parents who need to engage kids in social and cultural activities and open the door to creative worlds. Teacher also play um, a role. So, the thing is I so agree with that. And I think that in your country, Bangladesh, and in India, that poetry and literature is so much more appreciated. And it's also very much, something that you teach your children, and that lives on, so to speak, where I don't feel that there's a great appreciation for it in my country. I ask people every day when I go out, do you like poetry? No, not really. So I really think, and that's something I've tried to do within my own place, is to really promote it. I started recently a poetry site, well, our poetry thing locally, where we can get together, and no one ever wants to get together, and there's no communication, so it's just very strange. um, but I recently wrote, in the spring, I wrote a children's book based on a poem, The Bird and the Dragonfly, where my 8-year-old grandson helped me kind of tweak the words. I put him as co-author, but I'm hoping to promote that. I just went online and ordered like 100 books, and so I'm going to go to his school and read the story in a few classes, and then hand out the books. But anyway, I would love to, sir, hear one of your other poems. Is it going to be another romantic one?
Yes, this is also romantic poems. I am now reading my one of the romantic poem. And title of the poem is The Mask. Last night I put on a mask. Wearing a gold mask, the king Tutankhamen ruled the kingdom, even when he took Anaxenamen, the beloved woman, to his arms. He used to express all the secret of love behind the mask. A blue sky, and I was crossing the deep sea, holding the left hand of my beloved tightly. All on a sudden, it seemed to me that darkness at my back might recognize the shadow of mine. Me too, wearing mask like Tutankhamen, holding the left arm of my Anaxenamen, want to cross the sea and all the bad sign of darkness. My lord, I don't want to spend the night in the coolest chamber of pyramid, enjoying the dances of stars and waiting in the mysterious beams of moon. I want to finish my unfinished tale with the sweet company of my beloved. Thank you.
Love that. You had an Egyptian thing going on there. Like
Thank
that a
you.
lot. Yeah,
Thank you very
like
much.
that a lot. So, these are personal questions. These are not related. You cannot divert the answer at all. So, what what makes you smile?
What?
What what makes you smile?
Actually, this is a funny question, my friend. I smile to see many things. When I see that the butterfly fly in the uh, fly near my window, I'm smiling because I think that the butterfly is.
You
Thank
froze.
you. There
Okay.
is a network. I think
I
network.
think you froze a little bit. You said you see the butterfly go past the window, and you think that the butterfly, and then it froze.
Yes, they have the wings, but I have no wings. If I have the wings, I can fly also like them. I smile. When I see a cat, she is or he is running towards the road. I'm looking and I'm surprised that the very very soft leg, the cat, how she runs so fast, and I smile. When I see when I watch a lovely woman in the road, they are passing me towards. I am smiling because I show my great respect to the Almighty, that the Almighty has to created this woman very beautiful. So I smile. But when I go to a garden, I see a rose, the color of rose. I'm surprised and I'm astonished. I smile. So I am smiling in many ways, in many reasons. There is particularly no reason that I am smiling, but I am smiling in many reasons, many things. When I show, I smile. I am smiling now because you are asking me so nice question. I am trying to reply you, so I am smiling now.
Yeah, there you go. That makes
Thank
you
you.
smile. So now, what is something that would make you laugh? Now we were going from smiling to laughing. What's something that would make you laugh?
Something making
Something that would make you laugh. Ha 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 ha.
rough, rough.
Laugh. Rough.
Something. Uh, when actually I am laughing, I'm laughing when I read novel or story book. I am laughing in mind, not in ha ha ha, but I am laughing in heartily. I feel
Right.
thirsty, I feel comfort, and I am laughing when I read a good book. After read the good book, then I am laughing.
Yeah. What is something, one thing that you can think of that warms your heart, that, uh, kind of gets to you, in the heart? What is it that just kind of makes you go, mm?
Yes.
Can you think of one thing that makes your heart warm, makes you feel, love? Is it your child? Is it your child that comes up to you and hugs you? That type of thing.
Not like that. My heart always. I think my heart always keep uh, keep me well, because uh, around my site, I always just watching and want to see the uh, beauty of nature or other things. So my heart and my others, the organ of my body, I am not in think like that. I am always. I want to actually. I want to live in very humor way. These are the things that I want to live in a very humor way. I know that one day I will leave this world, so as I am staying in this world, so I want to live in um, happily, not in sorrowly, because heart always give us some things that the it gives sometimes pain, because when the people hurt me, or people make some disturb to me, I am not feeling good. So my heart is paining, so I always try to avoid this situation. And I want to live in happily in this globe, because I know that one day I will leave this globe. So, as I am living in 30 years, 40 years, or 10 years, or 1 years, I want to live in happily.
Yeah. So now you just said that as far as leaving this world and leaving happier, kind of that thing. But let's say, when you do leave this world, what is the one thing about you? What attribute or what is it about you that you would want to be known for? You would want people to remember that is special about you?
Yes, I'm in this world. I have not any demand, but I want to see in this world very free, very free from violence, free from destructive work, free from war, and the world goes under one thing, that is the rose garden or others flower garden. I want to see like this way, and I have a dream also. I have a dream one day the world under one umbrella, that is the poetry umbrella. I think so, and I am
Mm.
dreaming this. I am. I dream this. The world will goes under one umbrella, that is the poetry
So
umbrella.
you're just kind of a peace lover, a humanitarian. Things go. We have a couple comments here. I just wanted to go uh, through before we leave. Let's see. We got. I think somebody said that they are watching from, excuse me, New Guinea. Um, and you should be able to cheat and look and see who that is, since you have that on your end, sir. We also have being united, always do miracle. We always do miracles. That's Bogdana. Here is one that Tofik is my Facebook friend. Best wishes for him. Keep doing your good work. Tell him in Bengali something, which is his name. Well, of course, I can't do that, but we both write in national dailies, so that must be a friend of yours.
Oh yes, yes. I recognize this man. He's my friend. He's Arunok Shams. He is also a poet, and he writes in Bengali in our country, and he is also a good writer. Yes, I
Very,
understand. I recognize him. Yes, thank you.
very good. So we've kind of come to the end of our episode, but I really want to thank you for agreeing to come and be here with me today and go one on one, and not really giving you a lot of idea what which path I was going to take you down, and trusting that I would take you there. I'm a little spontaneous, but we learned more about you, and I just want to tell you that how much I appreciate everything that you do for us as poets, and even having me on your forum so many times has been, always such an honor and a privilege. And so keep doing what you're doing, and I have much love and respect for you. And thank you for agreeing to be here with me today.
Thank you very much, my dear friend Antitar Play, for inviting me. And I am telling you the last speech for you because you are really a great soul. My best respect for you, always for you, forever. And you are a great poet in United States of America. People will understand one day that you have written such a good things, and you are really a brilliant poet. And as I am working in the arena of literature last 26 years, I am watching and I am reading too much, too many, so many poetry, and really I can understand who are writing good, better, best nowadays. And I am telling you very frankly in this show that you are writing in best way in your poetry, so that togetherly we are working last 2 years, but really day by day your poetry reach in the highest position, that is the finest position of poetry. Your poetry will be stand one day, and people will recite, every people will be recite your poem. You will see that very sooner or later a time will surely come. People will be call you, people will be respect, when people uh, tell your name by showing the respect, because you are doing very well and you are writing also very well. I respect, I am very lucky that you are my friend, and I am very much lucky to, and I give the thanks to Facebook, because by the Facebook way I have to find out you. So I am here and you are also invite me. Thank you very much. We will work together in future by
All
this way.
right. All right. Thank you so much, and thank you for all the kind words. And it's very humble. I'm very humbled by them. And so again, thank you for being here. Thank you for everyone who was here with us and watching. And we will see you soon in another means. Take care, my friend.
Thank you.